How's it going, everyone? Today's topic is K1 Communion, Master Law Sector. We're dealing with champions of Barrier and Overload with a threat of Solar. There is a huge threat of Solar here, so make sure you do have that Solar Resist ready to go. To find this Law Sector, you're going to go to your map, right here on the moon, set your waypoint, make your way all the way over. You'll be able to get to this flag here. If it's red, it says you can't run it. Run over here, run it all the way down this pathway, run it on normal, down those stairs. Once you complete it on normal, it'll come back up here to the flag and allow you to run it should look just like this. You'll be able to run a legend or master. The reason we run lock sectors is for farming that exotic armor pieces as it changes each week. Sorry, each time it comes up. Sorry, each time, I guess it comes up like, twice a month probably. So don't forget to run this on legend if you want easier, less champions, master for more champions, and will also increase your chances of getting the exotic pieces. So for this run today, we'll be running Thunder Crash with both of our shield options is whatever you like, movement whatever you like, melee whatever you like. Pulse grenade here paired up with Touch of Thunder. Everything else in our fragments here are going to help us with these grenades. So longer durations, giving those grenades a jolt effect, jolting giving us iron traces, and then those spark resistances giving us a 25% damage reduction. For knockout here, whenever you melee a target and kill it, when you defeat a target with a melee, you give health regen, and then you start to get amplified. So if you ever need to get amplified, to pair up really well with the damage resist for the seasonal perk, or if you want health regen because you're low, oh, my brain doesn't work today, then use knockout definitely melee as you can. So our build's going to be Arbalest for anti-barrier, Trace Rifle for anti-overload. Your build will take care of most of the overloads anyways, but this is always nice for more damage. And then machine gun here, any machine gun will work. I like to match up all my two weapons together if you can for types. So this is going to be void, then make sure this is void. If it's going to be solar, make sure it's solar. What it does is it makes it easier for your siphon here, right? If you're siphon, you want your siphon to be what you're be matching whatever you're killing the most amount of red bars with, because that gives you the most amount of orbs, right? So if you have two weapons that are both matching the same type, then use that. If you're say using a wish ender as your anti-barrier, then change this to kinetic, as kinetic will be doing most of your like kinetic weapon may be doing most of your red bar killing, as an exotic primary does increase your damage against red bars. So change this as you need to depending on your weapon. Don't match it to your subclass. So everything else here we're going to focus on is going to be all grenade focused, solar resistances, and then one arc resist. You can change arc resist if you'd like to. You can always change this to a void resist if you're dealing with the anti-barrier champions. This is what I'll just go and do for you. And then 2 solar resist. Everything else here is keep us alive. 100 resilience for class ability uptime. What we can do also in this class down here, if you want to get rid of proximity ward, you can put in bomber. So every time you use your class ability with that increased resilience, it'll give you that grenade to charge back. But if you want proximity ward to keep you alive, that's definitely a added bonus. As when you're going for flawless, you want to make sure you don't die. If you're going for speed run, it doesn't matter, right? Go in there, just kill everything, balls to the wall, go. You can do it. Make sure your perks are set up for whatever weapon you need to do. So if you're using a scout rifle, make sure it's set up there to deal with overloads. Everything else is focused on our build for discipline, which will help us more grenades, and intellect for more super uptime. So enough of me talking. Sorry for the long spiel, but I'll make sure you guys are well informed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below if you want to see more of my videos. I do have plenty of other subclasses and classes for this lost sector, so check those out. All right, here we go. So this is going to be a decent video here. Decent jump here. Make sure you don't die. What I would recommend is you come over here to the first side, punch these with a charge punch, and then get ready to deal with the overload, right? The overload is going to be down at the bottom. Everything's going to keep coming down here, so make sure that you keep throwing grenades. It all falls from the ceiling. So if you can just make sure you just keep throwing grenades, you'll be in a good spot. Everything comes in here. Look for the anti-barrier, throw a grenade, do a charge punch, whatever you'd like. Finish it with your heavy. Everything should fall right over real quick. Just use that bottom area as kind of like a kill zone or kill bit. So now what we're going to do is come over here, look for the overload. That's where our grenade goes. And then you can take your time. As with pulse grenades, it's consistently jolting them, so they won't go anywhere, right? They'll just sit there. Just they won't be able to move anywhere. They will need, if you run, once your pulse grenade ends, they will need some other jolt source or to just finish them off with damage. So pick whatever style you like. So I would say that for your trace rifle, it does primarily do for stunning the champions, but its main damage, I would say, is for red bars. So make sure it has the minor mod spec on it. What we're going to do is we're just going to take care of all these mobs around. What you can do is either position yourself on the right side here, which I think is the safest, or left side, which is a little more risky, but it is probably the better play to deal with getting the angle on all these mobs, as your biggest threat, as you will maybe need arc resist for, is these vandals. So if you can find a way to hide on this right side and not have to deal with the vandals as much, you'll be in a way better spot than go on the left side. But left side also is a different place for a little more risky, but it does work out better for you. So what I'm going to do now is super over here and then back right up so I don't get killed. Don't want to die to excessive bombs or damage or whatever, right? We're going for flawless here. There's no rush on anything. Reload your weapons. Take your time. If you're going for a speed run, you would, however, probably run this before a few times and then be able to just take off and, you know, kill everything real quick. Titans are kind of designed to be very aggressive, so, and be up close and personal, so make sure that if you are going to do that, make sure you keep your knockout active. So we're going to keep moving. I would recommend you either punch these and move on, right? Because you want to get your grenade on these overloads, right? You want to just make sure you're just wrecking these overloads as much as you can. One will be on the left side, and then one will be in this corner, so just make sure you throw a grenade on him. You can hide from him until he's stunned and then go after him, or if he's just sitting here, just get him. When they're jolted, they won't be able to really do much to you. So if you get real close, their shotguns will hurt you though. So don't make sure, if you're going to be in the melee, make sure you're ready for that. Like have a shield, have a glaive up, have some other healing source ready to go, have your class ability ready. But I would say throw your grenades here, get some jolts going out. As long as your grenade hits a target, it'll chain to the overload if he's in a decent distance. So just make sure you're smart about your positioning. If you're ever unsure, throw your class ability out, right? High resilience, you'll take that 30% damage reduction, and you'll have that high resistance. What we're going to do now is we're going to find the overload, right? We're not going to DPS it until we're ready for it. So what I would say is get up here, find some spots, make sure your grenades are set up for it, trace rifle set up, kill all the vandals as you need to, you know, reload your weapon, and then find the overload. The overload will sometimes be downstairs or it will be upstairs. So just make sure when you're ready for it, you mess it up. So I'm going to go ahead and super this one down real quick just because I have my class ability active. And I want to sit here and hide behind this as I need to. Most targets are going to aim for your feet, so that's why you want to, if you're standing behind this barrier, it seems like it's not helping, but most targets will just shoot you in the feet anyways, so. Mainly the servitors do that too. So wait for the boss to come out. He's going to come out right there. So I would make sure that you just throw your grenade out. He'll land right in it. And then once you do a certain amount of damage, he'll move on to the left side of the zone. If you do a large amount of damage, like say you hit him with 2 rockets real quick, he will come straight at you. So be very careful of being aware of like what damage you're doing, and then be prepared for the boss to just run at you, as his health will kind of skip ahead, and it won't work correctly with the timing. So what I would say is just punch all the small mobs. Oh wow, okay, that guy usually doesn't spawn there, but all right. That was interesting. Usually the barrier does not spawn there, so I don't know why that happened. But usually it spawns on the far door, so that was interesting. So usually it spawns either there or on this door over here. So that was interesting. But don't try to sit there and be in between 2 targets. Get a good angle where you're in a smart spot, and then you can use your, you know, Arbalest for whatever damage, or if you need to melee a target, you can melee him with your charge melee or normal melee. But I would say just focus the boss primarily, get him to move around the room, spawn the other barrier champion that spawns in, and then you'll be in a good spot. So we just want to make sure everything's dying as we need to. We have plenty of ammo available. We're not really worried about anything. We still have our whole trace rifle. We have our heavy. We'll just sit here and just do a bunch of damage. What I'm probably going to do is switch to my trace rifle here. Throw out free damage on these red bars, because I do more damage to red bar champions with the trace rifle. And then that way, if I'm running double special, it'll give me a higher chance of getting more heavy ammo. So just do some free damage to boss here. We have plenty of ammo. If I need to, I can switch to my Arbalest. I just want to... Okay, hello. There you are. Punch everything down. Does a lot of damage. Grab our grenade. So now we have the barrier champion. So you have an option here. What I would recommend is you actually do a lot of damage to the barrier. And then if you can get them close to each other, do that. If not, it's okay. Just super the barrier champion out. That's the biggest threat. Everything else is easier. If the boss is really easy, he'll keep running away the whole time. Unless you get really up in his face, then he'll come forward at you. But if you keep your distance using your heavy weapon or rockets or whatever you like, That's why I prefer a machine gun. He'll just back up all day, and he just runs away, and he doesn't do anything. So if you don't have to worry about nothing, you sit in the back, lights turn back on, that means the chest is unlocked, and you're all done with the run. There we are. So, real easy, 6 minutes 33 seconds. You could probably do it faster than me, but don't forget to like and subscribe, comment below if you want to see any other videos, and as always, I hope you have a fantastic day.